All right, let's find our comfortable seat, adding a blanket or pillow underneath the hips for support. And we'll begin by rubbing the palms of our hands together, bringing focus and energy into the palms. And take the fingertips and gently brush them across the forehead, temples, and cheeks, brushing away any worries or expectations. And bring the fingertips to the eyes, palms to the cheeks, turning your attention inward. And take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. When you're ready, you can float your hands down, keeping your eyes closed or gazing softly downward. Extend the spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Lift your heart with each inhaling breath. Sitting bones sinking toward the earth with each exhale. We'll tune in with 3 ohms. Feel free to join in or just absorb the vibrations. Take another deep breath in. Take a moment to absorb the vibrations of the mantra as it connects us all as one. Allow yourself to settle here this Saturday morning and set an intention for your practice, something you'd like to nurture or cultivate within yourself. Bringing your awareness back to the breath. Allow the belly to soften and expand with your inhale. And gently contract toward the back with your exhale. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly and open the ribs, reaching them out to the sides. And as you exhale, contract the belly and relax the ribs. With your next inhale, expand the belly, open the ribs, and lift the chest, creating space for your heart. And as you exhale, contract, relax, and lower. Continue this full, deep breath, expanding your lungs in all directions with each inhale. Releasing the breath completely with each exhale. With your next long exhale, envision rooting down deeper into the earth through your sitting bones and tailbones. Breathing up energy from the earth with the inhale, feeling it come through your spine, all the way up to the crown of your head. And with the next exhale, let the energy and awareness drop back to your heart center. Inhaling to the crown of the head. And exhale all the way down the spine, releasing anything not needed to the earth. Once again, drawing in whatever you need, breathing in it through the spine up to the crown of the head. Exhale down to the heart. Inhale up to the crown of the head. Exhale, releasing through the spine all the way down into the earth. And then bringing the awareness back to the heart center. Gently bringing your awareness to the right hand, allowing the tips of the thumb and pointer finger to come together, bringing those fingertips to your heart center. Looking within for your inner light and your inner joy. As you find that connection with the light within you, allow its warm glow to flow on the breath throughout your entire body. As you find that connection with your inner joy, allow it to radiate up onto your face in a smile. And breathe it out into the space around you, filling up your aura space with your joy and light. When you're ready, you can float your hand down, returning to your natural breath. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. If you'd like to switch your legs or change positions, please go ahead and do that. And as you come to your next inhaling breath, let's scrunch our shoulders up by our ears. Exhale, press the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Bring the hands in front of the chest, palms facing down, tucking the shoulder blades back and down. Then we'll press the elbows toward each other, or back toward each other, lifting the heart, squeezing the center of the shoulder blades, wringing out any tension. And we'll open the arms wide, turning the palms up. Lift the heart a little more. Draw the lower corners of the shoulder blades toward each other. And if it feels okay, flex the wrists, pressing through the palms. And let's bring the arms in front, crossing the right over the left. Bending at the elbows, hands back to back, left hand around the right wrist or hands at the shoulders. Lifting the elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Lengthening the back of the neck by drawing the chin gently toward the throat. Breathe into the upper back. If it feels okay, you can add some movement with the breath, lowering and lifting the elbows, extending the stretch around the shoulders. And with your next inhale, gently lifting the arms, elbows a little higher and arching if that feels okay. Exhale, rounding the spine, letting the weight of the arms open the back, being careful of your low back. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. Unwrapping the arms, opening wide, pressing through the palms if that feels okay. Breathing into the heart, letting it open and soften. And crossing in front, left over the right. Bending at the elbows, hands back to back or right hand around the left wrist. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Lengthening the back of the neck, softening the jaw. Gently squeezing the arms together, breathing into the upper back. Opening the back of the heart. And then gently lowering and lifting if that feels okay with the breath. And with your next inhale, lift the elbows up a little higher, gently arching. And exhale, soften. Excuse me, fold forward. Releasing through the back. And then with your next inhale, lift up tall. And we'll unwrap the arms, extending them out to the sides. Make some circles with the wrists. And reverse the circles. And we'll bring the hands to the heart, interlacing the fingers, pressing the palms out in front. Roll the shoulders forward around the spine, drop the chin. With your next inhale, lift the palms up, gently arching. Exhale, rounding, pressing the palms away. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. This time as you exhale, gently drop the chin, leaving the palms in the air. Soften the elbows. rolling the upper corners of the shoulder blades toward each other, wringing out any tension. Softening the jaw, releasing the back of the neck. And then with your next inhale, lift the chin. And as you exhale, float the hands down. Place the right hand on the left, no, that's the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind the right hip. Face forward, deep breath in. And with your exhale, gently twist toward the right. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, twisting. Hold and breathe. Keeping the left hand on the knee. With your next inhale, reach the right arm up by your ear. And as you exhale, reach across the body. Dropping the right hip toward the mat, lifting the heart, reaching through the fingertips. And with your next inhale, lift or lower the arm down and exhale back to the center. Left hand on the right, sorry, why do I keep saying that wrong? Right hand on the left knee, the left hand behind the left hip. Face forward, deep breath in. Exhale, gently twist toward the left, head comes around last. Lifting the heart with your inhale, gently twisting through the exhale. Hold and breathe. With your next inhale, sweep the left arm up by the ear. And as you exhale, reach across the body. Dropping the left hip toward the mat, lifting the heart, reaching through the fingertips across the ceiling. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. And as you exhale, come back to the center. And let's come onto our hands and knees. And if you want to put a blanket in front of you, actually, you know what? I'm going to have you do that differently. Let's put the blanket actually behind or on the calves, behind the knees. And we're going to stretch the arms out and bring the forehead down. You can have the hips up a little higher if that feels better for your knees as well. Let's come into child's pose. You can leave the arms extended out, or if it feels okay, bring the arms alongside the body. Release the weight of the head to the mat. If your arms are alongside the body, let the shoulders roll forward. Breathe into the spine. Let the weight of the body release to the earth. And allow the breath to gently flow up and down the spine, from the crown to the sacrum. Feeling the energy gently circulating and balancing through the spine. If you notice that you're holding on somewhere in the body, gently acknowledge that and see if you can let go just a little, even around the edges. Then let's reach our arms out in front if they aren't already. And we'll shift up onto the forearms and knees. And then walk the arms out a little further, coming into Recline Puppy. And you can rest your forehead or chin on the mat, depending on what feels right for you. See if you can breathe into the upper back, releasing around the shoulder blades, letting the heart drop a little lower. Again, noticing if you're gripping or holding on through the knees or hips, and inviting your body to gently let go. Lifting the head off of the mat, we'll walk the hands back, starting underneath the hips, underneath the shoulders, and you can remove the blanket from the back of the legs. And if you still have socks on, you may want to take those off so that you can have a little grip with your toes as we move into downward dog. So for this downward dog, we're going to hold it for a couple of minutes. So you can do it on the hands, or if you want to come down onto your forearms and do it from here instead, depending on how your wrists are feeling today, please go ahead and do that. We'll tuck the toes under, press the hips up and back, softening the knees, reaching back through the hips. Let the shoulder blades roll back toward each other to protect the shoulders. Head drops between the arms with the chin slightly away from the chest. As it feels okay, gently float the heels down. Balancing the weight between the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. Hips reaching high. And noticing where there's tightness or tension and softening around it. Tuning into your body. Noticing when you've gotten lost in the thoughts running through your mind and coming back to the sensations in your body. As we hold the postures for a little longer than normal, as we move into the yin practice, you may notice more physical sensation than usual. You also may notice emotions arising. See if you can allow that sensation to occur without judgment. Although if you're experiencing pain, definitely come out of the posture. Let's gently lower the knees down. And we're going to step forward with the right foot, coming into a lunge. Gently pressing back with the right hip, softening through the left. Right knee stacked over the ankle. We'll lengthen the spine, lifting the chin away from the chest. If you would keep your hands on the floor or have hands on blocks, you can do that. Or if it feels okay to bring your hand to the knee, go ahead and do that. Allowing the sensations you're experiencing to happen. Let's send the breath gently into that left hip, around the low back, and into the right hip, across the pelvis, and around again. We'll bring both hands down on the inside of the right foot. Can stay here on the hands, or if it feels okay, coming down onto the forearms, or again onto blocks here. We'll let the knee fall out to the side, coming to the outer edge of the foot if that feels okay. Coming into lizard pose. And if it feels okay, you could either keep the knee down or tuck the toes under and lift that left knee off of the mat. So do what feels right for your body. And let's orbit that breath through our hips again. And the left hip across the low back into the right. Across the pelvis and around again. Lower the left knee if it was in the air. Come back onto the hands. Rocking the hip back, we'll gently bring that right knee back to meet the left. And let's come down into Recline Puppy once again, bringing the forehead or chin to the mat, walking the arms out as far as feels comfortable. Hips are stacked over the knees. Letting the heart drop down toward the mat just as far as feels okay. Perhaps releasing just a tiny bit more with each exhale. Gently lifting the head, drawing the hands back toward the body, coming back onto our hands and knees. We'll move into downward dog again, either on the hands or on the forearms. Tucking the toes under, press the hips up and back, bending those knees, dropping the head between the arms with the chin gently away from the chest. Rolling the shoulder blades back toward each other, protecting the shoulders. And as it feels okay, beginning to float the heels toward the floor just as much as is working for your body right now. Rooting through the balls of the feet and the palms of the hand. Lifting through the sitting bones, reaching up toward the sky. Hold and breathe. You can envision the breath coming up the back of the legs, over the top of the head, and down the front of the body. Bring the knees back to the mat. And we'll step forward with the left foot, coming into the lunge. Left knee stacks over the left ankle. And again, our hands can stay on the mat or on blocks, or they can come up to the knee, whatever feels best for your body right now. Left hip gently pressing back, right hip gently pressing forward. And then let's drop down through the front of that right hip. Make sure the shoulders are soft. Jaw is relaxed. Lengthening through the spine. And Let's have our breath orbit in the opposite direction, starting at the right hip, across the low back to the left hip, and across the pelvis, and around again. And let's bring the hands down to the mat on the inside of the left foot. You can keep the hands here or come onto forearms or rest the forearms on blocks if that feels okay.
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
Siri's talking to me apparently right now. And then let's let the left knee drop out to the side. And again, if it feels okay, you could either leave the right knee on the mat or tuck the toes under and lift the knee off of the mat. Noticing the sensations that arise. Softening around any tension you experience. And we'll drop the back knee, come back onto the hands, and bring that left leg back. Coming into our tabletop with the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Let's just take a couple of little cat-cows. And then come back to the center. So we're going to take our right leg and we're going to bring it through underneath the arms and then wrap it around the left leg. Yeah, there you go. Then we're going to spread our feet out to the sides, to the edges of the mat. And then we'll gently sit back down into cow face pose. And if it feels better to have a blanket underneath the hips to keep those a little lifted, please add that just for that support, depending on how intense that's feeling on your knees. Softening the shoulders. You can also add a blanket underneath the knees if that feels better as well. Once you find that supported position that works for you right now, let's think about dropping the hips down, letting them root into the earth. Softening the shoulders. And then as it feels okay, you can gently bring the hands in front and extend out over the legs, just as far as feels okay. Breathing into the hips, through the outer thighs, anywhere else you're feeling tightness or tension. Breathing into the joint of the hips. And if it feels okay, you could drop the head. You could also come onto the elbows and rest the head on fists or in the palms of your hands. We'll gently lift the torso back up and then come forward onto the hands and knees again and unwrap that right leg, coming back into our tabletop. We'll tuck the toes under. You can gently press back, stretching the bottom of the feet, or come into a kneeling, or if it feels okay for your knees to sit all the way back onto the heels, you can do that as well. Breathing into the back of the feet, or the bottom of the feet. And we'll come back onto our hands and knees, untucking those toes. We'll take the left leg and thread that underneath the right arm, wrapping it around the right knee, and bringing our feet out to the edges of the mat. And then again, sitting back into cow face, or in yin, we call it shoestring. And again, if you want blanket or block underneath the hips or knees for support, please add that. Lengthening the spine, letting the sitting bones and the hips sink into the mat. Softening where you might be holding on. And then as it feels okay, you can hinge at the hips, folding over the legs, or you could stay upright as well. If you're folding, letting the torso sink over the legs. You can let the head drop down, or again, as before, support it with the fists or palms of the hand if that feels better for your neck. Breathing into the hips and legs, noticing where you're holding on. Gently releasing. And we'll gently press into the hands, lifting up. And then press forward onto the hands and knees, unwrapping that left leg. We'll tuck the toes under once again, gently stretching the bottom of the feet. Again, you can do that from this tabletop position, kneeling position, or sitting back on the heels. And let's come forward onto our bellies. And we'll start with our arms, elbows out, palms on top of each other. Just resting the forehead onto the hands, coming into crocodile position. And then I want to invite you to bring your awareness to your right leg. And we're going to bring the right knee out to the side as though we were in tree pose. So coming into a supine tree. And tuning into your body, noticing what angle feels right for you today. I just pulled my knee up to where I usually have it and felt a lot of discomfort in the back of my leg. So decided to move it down a little to a place that felt a little more comfortable. So listen to your body. Soften through the hips. Release through the back of the neck and the shoulders. And let's extend the leg back down. Lifting the head, we'll turn the hands to face the short end of your mat with your elbows stacked underneath your shoulders, coming into Sphinx Pose. Let's press into the top of the feet, engaging the legs. Press into the pelvic bone. Pressing into the elbows, forearms, and fingertips, and reaching through the crown of the head. Lengthening the body from the toes all to the fingertips and up the spine to the crown of the head. Feel the breath coming up the back of the body and down the front of the body. With your next exhale, soften the body. We'll bring the elbows back out to the side, hands stacked on top of each other, forehead to the back of the hands. Bringing the awareness to the left leg, we'll bring that left knee out to the side, coming into the prone tree. Again, noticing where it feels okay for your knee to be, what angle feels right for your body today. You may notice that one side felt different than the others as well. Let the weight of the right hip drop into the mat. Release the back of the neck and the shoulders. Feel your body supported by the earth. And let's extend that left leg back down to meet the right. We'll bring our forearms to face the short end of the mat again. Pushing into the top of the feet, revisiting our Sphinx, engaging the leg muscles, pressing into the pelvis, elbows, fingertips, reaching through the crown of the head. Breathing the energy up the body, up the back of the body, and down the front. And softening the muscles, we'll bring the hands out, the elbows out again. One hand on top of the other, forehead to the back of the hands. Let's bend the knees, and we'll gently windshield wiper the feet from one side to the other. And if you'd like, you can cross and release the feet as well. And then we'll lower the legs down, hands under the shoulders, pressing back into Child's Pose or Recline Puppy, whatever feels best for your body today. We're again adding the blanket underneath or behind the knees if that feels more supportive for your Child's Pose. Arms can be extended or alongside the body. Breathing into the spine. Letting the breath gently balance the energy from the crown of the head down to the root chakra. and back again. We'll bring the hands under the shoulders, roll the spine up, coming onto our hands and knees. Let's tuck the toes under, bringing the soles of the feet to the mat, coming into a forward fold. And if you have a blanket or block or something to put under your hands for support, please go ahead and add that just to give the body a little bit of support. You can come onto the fists if that feels good as well. Feet are about hip width apart. Soften the knees. Press into the feet and lift up through the sitting bones. Lengthen the spine out. And if it feels okay, you can fold over a little more. If not, continue to have the spine extended, rooting through the feet, lifting through the sitting bones, and reaching the spine out along the mat. If it feels okay, you can have that spine coming down toward the mat. So really do what feels right for your body. In a position you can hold for a minute or two. Notice the sensations you may be experiencing. Try to be aware of them without judgment, not moving into pain. Noticing the thoughts or judgments coming into your brain. Trying to gently release them. Lengthening through the spine. Gently come back down to the knees. And then moving the feet to the side, we'll come onto our seats. And then scoot toward the center of the mat. We're going to gently roll onto our backs, tucking the shoulders under. Let's bring the arms out to the side and then bending at the elbows, hands pointing up toward the head, coming into cactus arms. We'll bend the right knee or right leg. And then gently let that right leg fall out to the side into supine tree. Again, noticing the angle that your knee is out, adjusting that as needed. Breathing into the right hip, the inner groin, the glutes, softening in the low back. Notice where you're holding on through the body. Gently letting go. Bring the right hand down to the right thigh and gently lift the knee back to the center. Taking a breath here. And then we'll bring that right leg across the body, coming into a twist. Foot comes across toward the floor. Right arm extends out to the side again. Vision toward the right arm as much as feels okay for your neck. Releasing around the hip, softening through the spine. Bringing the left hand to the right knee. We'll gently lift the leg back to the center. Lowering the foot down. Bending the left knee. Having both legs bent, we'll gently windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And coming back to the center, we'll extend the right leg out. Cactus arms, elbows at shoulder height. And then gently let the left knee drop out to the side, coming into our supine tree on the left side. Softening through the body. Letting go gently. And sending the breath to the right hip. Bring the left hand to the left thigh, gently lifting the knee back to the center. And then we'll lift that left leg, crossing it over the right, coming into the supine twist. Left arm extends out, vision toward the left hand as much as feels okay for your neck. Release the muscles around the hip. Soften through the spine. Bringing the right hand to the left knee, gently lifting it back to the center. Lowering the foot down, bending the right knee. And then again, we'll windshield wiper the knees back and forth. Coming back to the center, let's bring the knees over the torso, gently hugging them in. Breathing into the low belly. And releasing the arms, we'll rock the hands underneath the hips and extend the legs up toward the sky. Ankles and knees are soft, shoulders drop back. Breathing into the belly. And gently bending the knees, rocking the hands out from underneath. Can rock from side to side, gently massaging the low back, or draw the knees gently in and out, making small circles with the back. And reversing the circles. And coming back to the center, we'll lower the feet down. You can bring the feet to the edges of the mat, resting the knees together here for your relaxation, or extending into Shavasana with the legs extended out, arms slightly away from the body. I invite you to cover up a little bit, keeping the warmth in your body as we move into relaxation. Shoulders back and down. Relax your forehead. Soften your eyes. Loosen your jaw. Gently bring your awareness back to the breath. Allowing each inhale to fill you with a sense of peace and calm. Allowing each exhale to release anything that no longer serves you. Release your muscles from the bones, surrendering them to the earth. Feeling its strength and support beneath you. If you would like to receive Reiki through the rest of Shavasana, please open yourself to receive it now. Let the breath bring you back to your heart center, reconnecting with the light and joy that always reside deep within your heart. Let each breath fill your heart with loving kindness for yourself. Sending that loving kindness on the breath to each and every cell of your body. Honoring all of who you are in this moment. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch in whatever way feels comfortable for you. When you're ready, gently bend your knees. Roll to your side and rest there for a moment. And then gently return to a seated position. We'll end with a metta blessing of loving kindness. Please feel free to join in. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings have peace. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. The light in me honors the light in you. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. For our world, for our communities, and for ourselves. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed that yin practice. I found it very grounding myself.